Christian Jack alongside Jacob Shaffelburg here in Orlando, Florida. You just told me you've been watching me when you were a kid.
Yeah, for the footy show was my favorite show growing up. So
right.
I'm mad at the score for ending that a while ago, but it was my favorite show.
I love that. It makes me feel old, but then again, I am. You're not a kid anymore, and I'm having a pleasure of interviewing you because you're starring right now on the world stage and starring for your country in Copa America. Has it sunk in, like the difference that you're making, getting on the pitch and just showing people what you can do?
Not really. I mean, I feel like I try to keep myself at a level-minded kind of mentality and pace throughout my career. So I try not to get too high up on the good moments or too low on the bad moments. So it's been a lot of fun to make a difference for the team finally. Because I've been coming, I think I saw on Facebook when the memories pop up. I think it was like 4 years ago today that I made my debut, I think, for Canada. So to kind of go from that one to now making like a serious impact with the team is cool.
You're incredibly humble, and I think you always will be, and they're credit to your family for that. But you also have what I think other people have described as like you have a clear growth mindset, no? Like you're always wanting to learn. Jesse Marsh calls you a sponge in terms of taking it all in. How much then are you enjoying coming into this camp in a tournament atmosphere to be able to just take in and learn so much on a daily basis?
Yeah, it's amazing. I think I said in an interview when I was with Nashville just to learn more soccer stuff. It's true, I feel like, because every coach you're with, it's just more knowledge you're getting. It's different styles of play. You're just expanding your game every day. So with Jesse, it's a different style than Nashville. I had a bit of it with Chris Armas in Toronto. So a few of the terms are coming back of how to press and all the little things. So it's been a lot of fun so far.
2 games in and 2 big-time appearances from you, difference-making right off the bench, one on the right, one on the left. But when you go in at halftime and you've had the manager talk to you, and you know, how keen are you to make an instant impact, Jacob? Because it's not like starting; like you've got to make an impact pretty quickly.
I think I'm gonna be honest, like the style of play just kind of fits me.
Yeah.
He tells me just to get in and run in behind. So I mean, to say less, that's all I want to do in general. So it's right up my alley. So it's easier for me to make a difference with the style of play rather than a very possession-based team, slow approach.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's just been luck of the draw for me this tournament.
Well, the thing is for you is that obviously opportunity has come and you've taken it right now. And the second half, when you made a lot of those balls and crosses into the box, it seems like that your teammates kept talking to you, can put it here, put it there, and you looked like that you wanted to take on what Jonathan David and Kyle Laren and others are saying, right? Is that when they talk to you, how much of their feedback do you learn and want to improve on it each time you put the ball in the box?
Yeah, big time. I mean, I should have had a few more assists. They weren't the best crosses in the world. I think I was just getting a little too excited, and also just the heat was a factor. I'll be honest, not making excuses, but yeah, it was tough to play in. But whenever those guys talk, I listen. That kind of goes with every single person on the team, and every person I play with for Nashville and Toronto. When my teammates talk, I listen and try to take in as much as possible to help my game and to help their game as well. I guess if I can help them score, then that's best because
sure,
we're winning. But yeah.
Yeah. No, you've been absolutely fantastic. I know a lot of the fans in Canada can relate to you as well. Obviously, just a kid from Atlantic Canada living the dream, right? Getting to play on the same pitch as Messi, you know?
Yeah.
And not just once, by the way.
No,
you've done it a few times now.
It's a lot now. It's crazy.
You're making a difference scoring against him for Nashville and then playing against him and playing well for Argentina. This is boyhood dream, no?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. My parents were there too at the Atlanta game, so that was kind of like a moment for me to walk out in front of like 70,000 fans and know my parents are there, just to see how far we've come from Port Williams, Nova Scotia to that stage it's still kind of like wrapping my head around it, but I've moved on from it now. But it's
okay. You're grounded, right?
Yeah,
it's where you're from. Let's talk about the one big moment in the tournament so far, and you're heavily involved. You get a throw in, and Kyle Laren gets a couple of touches and then plays a pass to you. I don't want to talk anymore. I want you to tell me, but how did you see that goal? How will you remember it? What did you think?
It came to me, and the last center back was coming towards me, and I saw Jonathan David running. So I just had to play the ball first time. I did get a little nervous. I thought I overhit it.
Okay.
I talked to him after. He said, yeah, there was a bit much on it, but I was happy that he was able to get it. And funny enough, kind of in the video, you see that I kind of was running away, but the defender was still running at me after I played it like 3 or 4 seconds. And then he gave me a nice one-hand push. So I was kind of watching from the ground, like just had my head up, under breath, watching, and just fingers crossed that he would score. And then when it went in, I got up, and Fonzie was right there. He gave me a big hug. So it was a really cool moment all around. And then just to give Jonathan a hug after that goal was cool as well.
You just assisted on one of the biggest goals in Canadian soccer history, my friend.
I don't want to make too much of a deal of it. It was a lot of John and Dave did a lot. It was,
he did.
He did really well. So I got to thank him for that.
Yeah, maybe it's also a little bit of an example of what Jonathan David's excellence is, that even though he scored, he still told you that your pass wasn't quite perfect.
No, it was more so me saying it, but he said he had to reach for a little bit for it, so I was happy he was able to get it.
Fair enough. A couple more with you, and again, thanks so much for your time. I think a lot of young footballers watching this would like to hear from you about perseverance, because you came through, obviously, always wanting a dream. You get to Toronto FC, you get opportunities, and then you don't get opportunities. Then you look for more opportunities. Then you seek opportunities elsewhere. But here you are now, being a true difference maker at the biggest level of Canadian soccer. Talk to us a little bit about that mentality and sometimes those down moments where you know you can come through them.
I think the hardest moment of my career so far was just before getting traded to Nashville. I was going through a rough spot, up and down from the first team to the second team, not getting a lot of feedback or help during that time. Talking to my dad quite a bit, my mom, just trying to figure out what the next best step was, because I was just in a really bad place. So it was just whether or not to keep playing or what the best, I don't know what the best option was. Maybe go back to the Halifax Wonders, just to be close to family, because I'm a big family guy. So. That was kind of what was going through my head. It wasn't really clear, but luckily Nashville believed in me, and I was able to go there. And I was lucky enough to have Steve Guppy, who kind of took me under his arm. And
pretty good left winger himself in the day.
Yeah, he was, and I have the utmost respect for him, and can't thank him enough for how he kind of brought me out of a really dark place to kind of shining in the MLS for a while, and continuing to try to shine in the MLS, and now here. So it's just, I don't know, it's just don't give up. There's always going to be opportunities, and just do what you love and keep going. But yeah, I had a tough time, even though I feel like I try to smile all the time, but
sure.
It was for sure a tough period of my life. But yeah, I'm happy right now, so I hope to be happy for the time being.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing that with us and the candor that you had there, but it just goes to show you, does it not, that what one team, what one certain management skills or people think of you, it doesn't mean that everybody else thinks of you that way.
Yeah, there's always someone else that thinks of you differently and will help you. There's always people wanting to help. So.
Yeah, and now with the Canadian Premier League, there's lots of ways that Canadians can find different ways to find a different route to where they want to go.
Yeah, and Halifax tied too, which is sweet with the Women's League coming to Canada. I'm pretty pumped about that. It's going to be a girl dad, so
that's right.
I couldn't be more excited for that.
That's right. This Halifax football community, the soccer community, it's special, man. Every single day you see the games packed out in the Wanderers grounds, and this must be incredible for that community.
It's unbelievable. I'm a little jealous of all the guys growing up, all the kids growing up now, to have that to look up to. It's just amazing for girls and boys, honestly, now.
Yeah.
So it's unbelievable, and I couldn't be happier for Nova Scotia what they're doing.
And they get to celebrate Canada Day as a usual Canada Day game on Monday, because in Halifax.
What more do you want?
Exactly. Listen, Jacob, this has been an absolute delight. Yeah. You are a shining light, as I said, for Canada. Keep making a difference. Thanks again for the chat, and wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.